Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. We have the post-race interview of the top 3 drivers that have won a podium on Singapore Grand Prix. Let's watch it.
A very warm welcome to the top 3 finishers of the FIA Formula One Singapore Grand Prix. In third place, Oscar Piastri. In second place, Max Verstappen. And taking his third victory of the season, our winner, Lando Norris. Well done, Lando. Your victory never looked in doubt. Just how satisfying is the manner in which you dominated the Grand Prix?
Just a win's a win. So, yeah, maybe puts a slightly bigger smile on your face, but the main job is just getting the win. So, it's satisfying no matter what. Of course, the bigger the gap you can have, the happier you're going to be. But I'm just happy we finished on top and we got maximum points and got another win. So it's going to be a tough race here, but I felt good all weekend. So all I had to do was go out there and perform like I've been performing, and all things were going to go ahead.
The car's been brilliant all weekend. Just how hard were you having to push to pull the gaps that you did?
I mean, I was flat out. I was probably pushing a bit too hard. So, yeah, it was definitely not like I was cruising. I was pushing to open up a gap, and at one point I wanted to try and open up a pit window to give myself an opportunity to maybe box at the end of the race for quickest lap if I needed to try and achieve that. Daniel saw that away from me at the end of the race. So, yeah, a tough one, but wasn't easy. The car was not easy to drive, especially on the hard tires. I struggled a lot more than what I did on the medium. And especially just with the traffic and things, it was a bit harder to manage the second half of the stint comparing to the first. But I was pushing. Let me tell you, I was definitely pushing, probably too much. Hence the mistakes I was making, or the 2 mistakes I made with the wall. But otherwise, things were going well.
You mentioned those mistakes. Did those glances with the wall affect the performance of the car in any way?
I don't think so. I mean, the team said that there was something with the front wing, maybe being a little bit off. I hit the front wing against the barrier, so it might have tweaked it a touch, but I don't think probably much to change it. But hard to know on these cars. As soon as you tweak something the tiniest bit, it can have quite a big impact, but nothing that I was probably feeling. But yes, as soon as I did that, and I think it was more, I mean, I was pushing, but also it was just as I was catching up to the dirty air from the cars ahead, whether they were 3-4 seconds ahead. As soon as it changes from the past 20 laps that I had, you have a little bit less grip, a little bit less downforce, tires are going away a little bit. It just caught me out. So it wasn't like a lack of concentration or anything. It was just a bit of a surprise to me. But yeah, I think the car was all good, and the car's been mega all weekend. So a big thanks to the team.
Car has been mega all weekend. Do you think this level of dominance is track specific here in Singapore, or do you expect to have the car to beat at all of the remaining races now?
I mean, we've not changed anything on the car from here to last weekend or the weekend before. So, we've even had to make tweaks to some of our wings and things that people have complained about. But we still had a great weekend, and probably one of our most dominant weekends here. So I don't think that's made the difference. Honestly, it was just the car's been mega for a good amount of time. I've not been able to come out on top for quite a few of them when I feel like I had the pace and I had the ability to do so. Some of that down to being my own fault and not executing things well enough. So I paid the price for not doing a good enough job at times. But when I lead after turn 1 and things are a bit more straightforward, then we can have a day like today.
And Lando, final one from me. You've taken 7 points out of Max here. What's your strategy with regard to the championship as we head into the final 6 races?
Silly question, really, isn't it? Try and do the same again, but Max is pushing hard. I'm sure Red Bull are pushing hard. So, I mean, it's obvious. It's I'm doing my best every weekend. I'm trying to get the most points I can every weekend, includes fastest lap and things like that. But if Max keeps finishing second and Red Bull keep doing like they did this weekend, then nothing more I can do. So just focus on myself and focus on us as a team. That's it.
Well done, Lando.
I think his driving today was epic. Also the car was absolutely absolutely flying. He said like for that cheating thing that we said every single video that they are cheating. They got banned, but he said that something late like opposite.
Look, I'm
But
gonna say
doesn't change nothing.
I'm gonna say
You
something.
got banned.
You can put on my Mercedes that is 2001 a wing that makes your aerodynamic fly, and it will go like that fast. So it's clearly that they have done something, but
Yeah,
FIA wants to do. I'm gonna say
No,
this.
okay. They banned, but
They banned,
in,
but
in this race, they were just absolutely flying. Let's go with Verstappen.
Thank you for that. Max, let's come to you now. Compared to last year, this has been a much better weekend for you and Red Bull. Just what positives do you take from this second place?
That compared to the start of the weekend, we improved quite nicely. I think that that's been great for us as a team. On a track that we know we're not performing normally the best, so I'm happy with second today.
And the race itself, in terms of on-track battles, was a quiet one for you. So can we talk a little bit more about car performance during the Grand Prix? When was it at its best?
I would say the last few laps, I think it was feeling a little bit better. But yeah, overall quite a lonely race for me.
And you joked in the cool-down room that you thought Lando would lap you. Were you surprised by his pace today?
Of course, that was a joke, but I'm not surprised. I mean, I think Lando drove a great race, and he had a great weekend, that's for sure.
All right, look, final one. Upgrades are coming on the RB20 in the coming races. How much of a step do you and the team need to take in order to keep Lando's title charge at bay?
We always want to do better, and we'll analyze a lot, and yeah, hopefully we'll come out stronger in Austin, and from there onwards more.
All right. Thank you, Max.
The answers are short, but not short like yesterday. I think someone told something to Max Verstappen.
no, I don't think so. He's look, he's keeping it professional, but clearly, maybe I'm just assuming. Maybe FIA has apologized to Max or something like that.
What, really?
I'm assuming. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I'm just
I
I'm just
thought
saying.
that
Yeah.
you
No,
heard something, you know.
No, I'm assuming they have apologized about what they have. Like that's clearly that's the stupidest thing that has ever happened in this
Yeah.
sport, to ban someone that has said like a profanity word. It's not like it's not cool because he's a star. You know,
Yeah.
It's a sport. It happens. Like, you cannot control your emotions because he's fighting for a championship and he's fighting against a team that is doing everything to win him. So he's fighting alone.
Yeah, without
Checo
Sergio.
is nowhere to be seen. Yeah, I don't know what he's doing. He's eating tacos and shitting all day, but
I
what
think he's last season at Red Bull.
I think so.
Also, we are sorry for interruption on the.
Yeah, we are sorry about
we
the
must
interrupting.
do.
We must do it.
These comments, let's say, or our opinions because of the YouTube rules.
We also hate it to do this, but
Yeah.
it's a must. I'm
We
sorry.
are continuing with Oscar Piastri.
Oscar, let's come to you now. Great day at the office for you, going from P5 to P3. After yesterday, was that the maximum available, do you think?
Yeah, I think so. Yesterday obviously wasn't ideal, but today the aim was to get onto the podium, and I think losing so much time behind the Mercedes in the first stint meant that was definitely the most we could have done. So walking away reasonably happy. Of course, I'd prefer to be sat in the middle, but I think it was a good good damage limitation day today. Even through the weekend, I was struggling quite a lot in practice and felt like I made a good step into qualifying. Didn't execute as well as I needed to, but I feel like I've learned a lot through the weekend as well. So, even if the end result wasn't exactly what I hoped, I think we've done a good job of maximising the points. Especially for the team, it's a massive points haul for us, and I feel like I've learned some good lessons for next year as well. So, all in all, reasonably happy.
You pitted late in the race. How hard was it to make the medium tyre last until, what was it, lap 39?
It was difficult for the last few laps of the stint, but until then, I could tell that we had a good pace advantage over Mercedes, and Lewis starting on the soft meant that I was never really going to try and push to get him early on. I knew that the race was going to come to me much later on, and that's basically what we did. So when I was in the dirty air behind them, it was tough, as it always is. But I knew that we had a good pace advantage, and that the longer we kept going, the more opportunities we opened up for ourselves, the bigger tyre difference we had. If there was a safety car, then we could have capitalised on it. So I think we executed it very well. The last few laps, I was trying to get the team to pit me, but it was all pretty much under control.
Final one from me. This was the first ever Singapore Grand Prix without a safety car. There was no respite for you drivers. Just how tough did it make it physically?
It was a tough race, definitely. Not on the same level as what we had in Qatar last year, I would say, but to be honest, it almost gets harder when it gets lonely. Once I got past the Mercedes, Max was, I think, 20 seconds ahead, and I knew I was a lot quicker than the Mercedes. So the last 15 laps felt longer than the first 45. So it was a tough race. Definitely, it always is here. But in some ways, having the air blowing in your face and stuff like that is almost quite nice. The in-lap was actually probably when you stop concentrating so much and you don't have as much air in your face, it actually can feel worse. So definitely a tough evening, but that's what we're paid for.
All right, well done to you, Oscar. Let's open this to the floor. As ever, name and publication, please. Who's first?
Luke Smith from The Athletic. Lando, you set a pretty rapid fastest lap that was only beaten at the end when Daniel Ricciardo made his late pit stop to deny you. What was your reaction when you heard that? Obviously, the relationship between Red Bull and RB there. And Max, your thoughts as well. GP came on the radio and said it was your old pal helping you out.
Well done, Daniel. I don't know, nothing I can do. Just good on him. I did my best at trying to get quickest lap when the tyres were in a good condition in the middle. But I can't have them all. I've done my best at trying to get quickest laps over the last few weekends, and I've been able to get them more often than not. But I can't, on a hard tyre in the middle of a stint, beat a guy on a new soft. So that's just that's life.
That one point will change everything at the end of the season. Just don't forget this.
It's gonna be just like Hamilton with Massa.
Something like Massa. That. It will be so tight. It will be so. Yeah. I don't know what to say. No, he said well done to Ricardo, but on that day he will say F Ricardo. I just don't want to say that word.
I hope YouTube is not just like FIA.
But okay, don't say. Let's go. Also, we have our producer that like the FIA.
Oh yeah, he's worse than FIA.
Yeah, I mean, everyone can decide when they want to do a fast lap or not. Yeah.
All right.
But let's be realistic. Maybe they said something. Just put to Ricardo soft and let him Red Bull paints.
Christian Horner.
Yep, let's go.
Anyone else? Yes.
ESPN. Just to follow up on that, Lando. I mean, obviously there's nothing to gain by RB doing that. They don't get the point because he's outside the top 10. So do you not think it's a bit unfair that a team that isn't directly linked to your title battle but is owned by the same company that owns Red Bull has gone and taken that point away from you?
That's how it's been in Formula One for, I don't know, probably since before I was born. So nothing to complain about. Like, there's been races in the past when other people have been racing, we try to take it away from others. So yes, the logical thing to do, the smart play by them. Happy for Daniel, that's all.
Thank you, gift for Daniel.
All right, thank you. Any more? Yes.
Ronald Vording, motorsport.com. It's a question to Max on the turnaround from Friday to Saturday. Do you feel that on Friday maybe you overdid it a little bit with the setup for the curbs and the bumps, given that was the issue for Red Bull in previous years? And do you feel this is the biggest turnaround from a Friday to Saturday this year, and also with all the work going on back in Milton Keynes?
It's always difficult to say if it's too much or not. It was a different direction that maybe gives us some ideas for the future. It was a big turnaround, but biggest, or I don't know. It's always difficult to say.
Thank you, Max. All right. Yes, more.
Phil Duncan, PA. Just to Lando and Max, are you both now expecting this championship to go to the wire, to the final race?
We have no idea, mate. I don't know. I can't tell the future, so I'm working as hard as I can, like I just said. I'm sure Red Bull and Max are as well. So I'm sure there's going to be plenty of competition until the end of the year. And as a team, the only thing we can do is try and score the most points possible. That includes trying to win. But yeah, it's again, silly question. I mean, we're doing our best, and so are they. And I hope so. I still have a lot of points I got to catch up, and it's not going to be easy to do it. It's against Red Bull and it's against Max, like the most dominant pairing you've ever seen in Formula One, from last year, and that's not necessarily changed in terms of it's the same team and it's the same driver. So I have some of the toughest competition that Formula One has ever seen in the sport. We are doing a better job as a team right now because my car and our car is quicker than theirs. But that's just credit to the team doing an amazing job and being smarter and doing cooler things and creating mini DRS flaps and stuff, So it's just because that's the game, and that's the people we're up against, the people who also do it and people who create these things. So I'm working hard. I'm working my butt off to try and make sure that happens. He's trying to make sure it doesn't happen. So we'll have to wait and find out.
Do you know why he said that? Who created the things they are complaining about that thing for the DRS? Because Red Bull was aggressively protesting that.
And Ferrari also.
Red Bull was like hell.
Normally they're gonna be, and I hope Lando Norris doesn't win the championship. Doesn't deserve this shit.
I think McLaren is faster than Red Bull, so far away, but
they can be faster as much.
If Max Verstappen is changing the game,
If Max Verstappen finishes second, third, fourth until the end of the season, they cannot win the championship.
No,
he cannot be.
No, he can be. If he wins every single race and every single
You cannot
sprint.
win. You cannot win everything.
Look, it's like this. If Max Verstappen finishes every single race and also every single sprint on the second place, also if Lando Norris wins everything, he needs also fastest laps. But if Max Verstappen makes any mistake to make any DNF or like to finish one or two races like 5th, 6th, it's arrivederci,
You're using the phrase that you always say, if.
Yeah, but
if.
Okay, we will see. When I said said something,
it's an if.
Just that thing happened.
I
said before. Listen to me. I said yesterday for Daniel Ricciardo, some guys on, I don't know what was the place name. You don't know about.
Oh, Hichamel.
I don't know what the hell about
Oh,
that.
the other
You
one.
don't know about nothing Formula One. You will leak what you. I don't know. Like comments bullshit. And what happened today? Daniel Ricciardo said goodbye.
It was
I said yesterday he is
going
last
to
race.
retire. Yeah, I know that. But look, we are talking
But
about
listen to me.
talking about
Listen
6
to me.
races.
Listen to me. The last race, the champion will be decided. Doesn't matter. If Verstappen finish first, he will win the championship, or
Lose.
if Norris,
If Norris wins all the
that will happen. Doesn't matter that fastest laps or something like that. Just I'm telling to you, on the last race at Abu Dhabi, the champion will be decided.
It's impossible for Lando Norris to win all those things. He needs to win the races, the sprints,
see.
the fastest race.
You will see.
Lap.
In one race, I don't know in which race, but Max Verstappen will gain DNF.
He hasn't won. Lando Norris hasn't won 3 races in a row.
I know
Nothing.
I know it. But
And
when Max Verstappen, just remember Monza, when Max Verstappen is a lot under pressure, he makes
mistakes.
stupid
We
things.
know that.
Like in Istanbul, like in Monza,
Yeah.
like in Austria before 3-4 races. Just don't forget this. The last race will be decided champion. Let's go.
Yeah, time will tell, right?
I am telling to you.
All right, another question over here. Yes.
Rodrigo França, Car Magazine Brazil. Question to Max. Max, for the last
Q. Another one.
Motorsport.com. Given that progress today, Red Bull took another hit in the constructors, but do you still feel, Max, that it's realistic to win the constructors, or should the focus just be on the driver championship now? And then for the McLaren pair, I think Lando said that the drivers championship is still Max's title to lose. Do you feel the constructors is McLaren's to lose, given the upward trend you guys are on?
We focus on performance. If the car is quick, then naturally both championships are easier to get.
We check on now.
McLaren boys.
Yeah, I mean, clearly in the constructors, the trajectory has been in the right direction for a long time now.
Yep, back here, front. Look.
Luke Smith from The Athletic. Max, would you still prefer if we spoke to you outside of this room rather than inside this room?
It's been a long day, yeah.
You got your answer.
All right, any more?
Stupid answers.
Here in the press conference. No more? All right, we'll leave it there. Very well done today, gentlemen.
I think that's it, guys.
Yes.
I don't have any comment. Do you have it? No. Just don't forget to like and subscribe the channel. And see you after like 20 days.